adjustment there, or that we see something better.
When it's the person, that's the that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I think back to Enos, I think Enos just was a he just seemed like a bad spirit guy, though. Like he would come to the press conferences. He just seemed like a bad spirited guy, and you could feel it. Like he always was frowned up, and I can only imagine that translates to the kids. It translates to the locker room.
Mm-hmm. That's what we talked about the other day. I don't know, like I'm sure there's a lot of Dolphins fans in here. What have you? So he watched that game yesterday. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I watched some of it. After those interceptions, after something will go bad, you saw those players running to the coach, tapping him on the shoulder, whatever it may be. Like I saw defensive players. Like, I don't worry about the coach. We gonna get the ball back. I saw offensive
Right.
players get back on the field, slapping him on the back and all that. Those guys are ready to run through a wall for that man. They love that man. And I haven't been watching the Dolphins all season. And I'm just looking at it like that's something you just don't see every day. And that's what coaching is about.
Yep.
Yes, that's what it's all. That's what coaching is about, man.
Yeah, I think they like playing for him. I think they like playing for him, and AJ said it, man. Good coaches, good coaching is when you can get your kids to buy into what you preaching. And Miami like a different team instantly. Josh McDaniels, he just seemed like a quirky guy, like one of those evil geniuses. You know what I'm saying? Look, a little off, a little Elon Musk with him.
Mm-hmm. He's a weirdo, and he's young. He's a weirdo, though.
Right. And it seems like they like it.
Right.
You might say trade Tua for Lamar Jackson. I don't think
what I've been saying.
You think so?
I said
you
it.
Lamar Jackson? You think Lamar Jackson can deal with Tyreek Hill and
Heck, man, Street. What did you, man? Like you said, man, the NFL might try to block that thing, man. We get that boy over here with Tyreek. Man, NFL ain't going for that. I said that. I said, man, the way Tua playing, he's got to have some value. I don't think that Baltimore and Lamar thing is going to end well. Unless Baltimore just go ahead and say, man, what do you want? Here go the check. I think that's the only way it's going to end well. I would say, especially, I would no. I would give them Tua. No. I would give them Tua, whatever many draft picks it takes. I don't think I got a player that I'm willing to give. I mean, I would give him a player as long as it's not Phillips, Christian, Tyreek, or Waddle, or Xavier. Everything else is on. They can have it. It's like 5 guys that you can't have. I give you many draft picks as you want. I give you Tua. I mean, Tua's got to have some great value. Right? The man played amazing. He played amazing, man. Yeah. So, I would definitely. They could have whatever they need.
People Lamar. Say they're not letting Lamar Jackson go.
I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know. I think that situation is gonna get that bumpy. I know they're gonna try to franchise him, which you can franchise him 2 years in a row. But I don't know, man. You might have an unhappy locker room, a guy that gets a splinter and say, "I ain't playing today." You know what I'm saying? Because like Deshawn Watson sitting over there with $250 million guaranteed. I should be able to get whatever it is I want. You know what I mean? As long as it's in that ballpark, but above. So he's got to get something around 275 guaranteed, with maybe like a total of 300. You know what I'm saying? That you can reach. You know what I mean? It's got to be something. If Deshaun can get that, man, come on, man. And I don't think Baltimore's gonna do it. They cheap.
So what are we talking about here, though? Like, Baltimore don't want to give him the money, and then you trying to say they won't trade him, and they're just going to franchise him? So they're just going to be like, listen, man, your contract is your contract. Play it out.
Well, no, it's not that the contract going to be up. What they're going to be saying is, look, we're not,
the rules are the rules. Yeah, we can franchise you 2 more years, basically.
We can franchise 2 years, yeah.
So what are we looking at here? Like you don't want to trade him. You don't want to give him his money. Playing football, your life. Listen, your time is ticking. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, it's crazy, especially for a quarterback like him. His time is ticking.
This dude's MVP. You see that team go as you go. I need you to name his wide receivers that's any good. Like, come on, man. Like that man is doing amazing things out there, bro. Amazing things, and they still won't give him a number one.
Ain't getting no 2-5 stopping. So how? Ron Devian say Lamar ain't getting no 275. Kyle, stop it. Well, how did Massage Guy get 250?
Exactly.
Who's better?
See, what you have is people still have that thought process. It's people that I don't like to throw that term around and call people haters and nothing like that. So that's not what I'm doing. But it's people just that don't want to see what they seeing in front of them. They want Lamar to just be a runner and not be able to really win games like that. There's some people that are like that. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see something different. You know, they still, he's a running back playing quarterback. Okay, right. So his all his passing numbers don't mean nothing. It's just only when he runs. That's the only value he has. So his passing numbers mean absolutely nothing with no wide receivers. That same excuse y'all was giving TVD. TVD ain't got no receivers. Ain't nobody getting open. Oh, okay. But when it's Lamar, okay, I understand now.
Let's see Lamar's stats, though. Let's see what Lamar has done. Let's see. Lamar
I want to know which one of y'all are saying that. Which one of y'all are saying that Deshaun Watson is better right now? Ain't nobody gonna say that.
Right. If Deshaun got the money, so what are we trying to? Ooh, look at this, man. Oh, look at this, though. Look at what Lamar have accomplished, though. This is wow. That 2019 NFL Most Valuable Player. First team All-Pro 2019, two-time Pro Bowl 2019, 2021, NFL passing touchdown leader in 2019, Burt Bell Award, Heisman Trophy, Maxwell Award, Walter Camp Award, AP College Football Player of the Year. We just need our own league. We need to start our own league.
Thank you, brother.
No, this man has did everything, dog. He's 101 to 38 in interceptions, pass. Let me see, 12,000 passing yards, 4,000 rushing yards, 24 rushing touchdowns.
Jesus.
I want to see his winning percentage. I want to see how many games he's won.
And listen, people are saying the Browns paid too much money for Watson, and all that is irrelevant if you understand. If you understand how the game is played. It doesn't matter if he's worth it or not. He set the market. That's what y'all gotta understand. Kirk Cousins was never worth. He reset the market twice. Dak reset the market once. It's who set the market. So all that stuff is irrelevant. Just like somebody said, I think Chico said, you see what happened when they put something around Jalen Hurts. Nobody thought Jalen Hurts was going to be like this. And of course, you got to have some more seasons so we can know what he really, really is. But when you get guys good offense and put some guys around him, look at Jalen Hurts. It's taking 3-4 years to develop, and look where he is. Lamar still ain't had no weapons around him, and look where he is. MVP, playoffs, he's done all that stuff. The only thing he hasn't done is won a Super Bowl, and something is wrong with you if you hold that against him. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Dog, I don't know if I'm looking at this blind. I remember I was once researching, like who are the quarterbacks that came in and just started winning right off the bat? I was trying to off the bat. Like he turned Baltimore into a winner again right off the bat. No, he didn't win the Super Bowl, but he would go to the playoffs. Yeah. Somebody just said Lamar has been the Baltimore leading passer and rusher from day one. Dog, what is that? Like,
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Oh, but it don't win Super Bowl. Well, only one team wins a Super Bowl. He only been in the league, 3 years? Since 2019? 18?
He been 4 or 5 years, something like that.
He got drafted in 2018. It's
4 years.
22. It's 4 years, bro.
Yeah. You develop that fast in 4 years. This man is, man, come on. Yeah, Chris said we feel the same about Lamar if he wasn't from South Florida. Yeah, it has nothing to do with him being from South Florida. It ain't like he was a hurricane. Because, we would scream the same things for like Michael Vick. Like, people have to get used to things changing, things being different. Like, people are really hell bent on that, whole pocket QB run sometime. Bro, the man is a weapon. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
12 highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Y'all want to hear who they is?
Go for it.
Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshawn Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh motherfucker Allen, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, God. Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz.
Wow. Bro, there's only one quarterback on that list. There's only one quarterback on that list that's better than him. And Lamar been playing for 4 years under that rookie contract.
Right. I remember that night he played against Jared Goff, and that was the first time I looked at a pocket passing quarterback, and it felt like he was handicapped playing against Lamar Jackson. Watching them duel, like, go back and forth. It felt like he was handicapped because he couldn't do anything but hope his receivers get open. And Lamar was running around and throwing the ball around. And that was the first time I looked at it, was like, whoa, the pocket passing guy looked kind of handicapped. Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, higher paid quarterbacks than Lamar Jackson, dog. Carson Wentz won anything?
Nah, he had a good, second year or something like that, but he never been right since some injuries. And they paid him after that still.
Carson Wentz. They paid him right after it, though. Get your money. Him and Jared Goff. Let's see when Carson Wentz got drafted. Carson Wentz drafted in 2016. Just make me want to throw up, dog. Unless somebody's not updating Carson Wentz with no, this makes me want to throw up, dog. He hasn't done anything.
Yep.
Oh, who did he win the Super Bowl with?
He won it with Philly, but he wasn't. Foles won that Super Bowl. He was hurt, and Foles won that Super Bowl.
Oh. Well, let's take that off his Wikipedia because that's there.
Exactly.
He's been a second team All-Pro, Pro Bowl 2017, Burt Bell Award, 5-time FCS champion football, and that's all he's accomplished. He's thrown for, let's see. They got his passing attempts up here. Oh my gosh. His passer rating is 62.7. Lamar's is 63.1. He has 151 touchdowns and 63 interceptions. Lamar has 101 touchdowns and 38 interceptions. He's thrown for 21,000 passing yards. Lamar's thrown for 12. His passer rating is 89. Lamar Jackson passer rating is 96. Lamar's rushed for 4,000 yards. Carson has rushed for 1,000. Lamar has 24 rushing touchdowns. He has 9. I want to see, though, how many games has Lamar Jackson won? That's what I want to see. Okay, here we go right here.
It's amazing people to say, man, this dude is overhyped. Like, bro, the man don't want the MVP in your face. It's like, how much better you want him to get?
Right. What is his record? Let me see. What is his record? Playoff profile. He's 1-3 in the playoffs, and he's 45-16 in the regular season, brother.
Mm.
What are we doing? Carson Wentz is 46. This can't be right. He's 46-44.
Jesus.
He's 46-44, dog. And he's won. He's 0-1 in the playoffs. He's 0-1 in the playoffs, dog.
Mm.
So he's been in the league 1 year before Lamar Jackson. He's threw for 21,000 yards and Lamar threw for 12. That's what they're rating this off of?
I don't know. I don't know. Like somebody said, it's fine when Josh Allen is out there running and everything, but when it comes to Lamar, he's not a quarterback. Josh Allen was a worse passer than Lamar coming in. He's the worst passer in college. You watch Lamar throw in the Petrino system. He's got to be able to throw somewhat. This isn't a Georgia Tech quarterback running a triple option, bro. Got to be able to throw somewhere. But nobody really rags on. They just Josh Allen, cannon arms, just gonna need some time to develop. That's all you ever heard with him. And that boy was nothing but a.
Well,
he was a.
He getting paid more than Lamar, Cal. He getting paid more than Lamar.
Man, come on, man.
Here we go, Jared Goff. Here we go, Jared Goff. What's up, bro?
What's going on, y'all? Man, I had to come in here and chime in on this Lamar thing. The one thing I hate is when you have pundits, not even pundits, but fans in general, when they're like, oh, yeah, I ain't looking at the stats. You know, that running thing going to be over shortly. And I'm like, Josh Allen threw for like 1,800 yards coming out of college. He sucked as a passer. Sucked. And people drafted him because he's 6'4", has big arm, blah, blah, blah. He was drafted in the first round. And it's like part of how you get paid with the NFL is what you've done as well as what you can project to do. There's no reason why after 2 years, after not doing nothing, somebody should have gave Josh Allen a contract extension. But they did because that organization had a plan for him. And they went out, they got a whole bunch of different pieces. They made sure that their wide receivers stayed. They got more help in the backfield. They got that defense is littered with draft picks. And now you have a team. When you look at what Baltimore's doing, they take pieces of like players that are missing a finger, missing an arm, like just leftover players. They just got Sammy Watkins off of freaking injured reserve. Urgent care.
Well, walked out of urgent care and signed the contract.
And I see him put his hand in the air to catch a ball. Like he hadn't played like half the season. They cut him. And it's like you're gonna sit here and really compare what they're putting around Lamar Jackson to what they're putting around a Josh Allen. And then on top of that, you already named the 12 quarterbacks that are highest paid. Carson Wentz, right? Kyler Murray. I believe Kyler Murray deserves his money, but I don't ever see Kyler Murray winning the Super Bowl, ever. I'm sorry.
Jared Goff. I'm looking at Josh. This is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson comparison is interesting, dog. They're the same year. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson the same year. This is interesting looking at these numbers.
Didn't Jared
Josh
Goff
Allen,
he got traded because he couldn't win a Super Bowl.
He just got traded, bro. Josh Allen and 51-24 is his record.
Yes.
Huh?
He's a good quarter. Josh is a good. I don't think I want people to misunderstand that. Josh Allen is a good quarterback, very good quarterback. He developed, came a long way, 100%. Why we should have went out and got Dorsey, all that good stuff, right? But when he came in, he was just a runner, and it was exciting to watch because he was winning games. I saw him beat the Dolphins winning. I'm like, God, this dude's gonna be good if he can throw. Like Josh Allen, I love Josh Allen. The point we're making is you guys don't look at those guys the same. You're not giving, Lamar the chance to develop the way people did with a Josh Allen. Like you said, Rich, they had a plan for Josh Allen, and they was going to stick this out. He got paid for not doing anything. Lamar has won the MVP. He had his team at the tip top in the regular season, and he's struggling to get the money that he's earned. Struggling to get the money that you've already been paying this man for 4 years under the what pick was he? A late first round pick. You've been paying him under that contract for how long? And you don't want to negotiate a real contract with the man, but you gave it to Josh Allen? Why?
Right.
What stat? Y'all in the comment section, what stat y'all want to go off of? Lamar has a higher passer rating than him. What stat that y'all want to go off of to compare these quarterbacks? That's what I want to know. How do you compare quarterbacks?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, you want to go by
accolades
in the NFL?
Oh my God!
You got all of that though.
More than Lamar Jackson. The other guys don't have any of it.
They don't have none of it.
None of it.
What you want to go by?
None of it, dog.
What is this QB rating? 90. And the QB rating was like a 90 something. Come on, man.
You can say what you want.
But
yeah, Lamar Jackson QB rating is 96.7. Josh Allen's is 92.1. Jared Goff 92.5.
So, like, what do you say?
I don't know. What stats y'all want to use?
Right. What do you say to that?
89. What stats y'all want to use? All y'all people saying that we just saying this because he's from Florida. What stats y'all want to use?
He from Florida. He black. That's why y'all saying that. He this, he that. I tell you what. Whether he was black, white, blue, purple, or green, the one thing I do know is when Lamar Jackson came in that first year in the league and he was running the same way he was running in college, every single coach, whether they were in college or the NFL, was like, and they did not care whether these quarterbacks were black, white, blue, purple, or green. They said, if your behind cannot run, you can't start for me. Trevor Lawrence had to start running.
Somebody said
the year. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I heard Sean Payton talk about what he had to do to prepare for Lamar Jackson. He flat out said, I will sit there and pay a guy. Hell, if I got to sign him to $1 million contract just so that I could simulate how we're going to defend a running quarterback throughout the year, I will sit there and do that. Because it's if you don't do it, you're going to lose.
Say Zach Wilson make more than Lamar Jackson. So somebody said they want to go off of wins. Zach Wilson makes more than Josh Allen winning. Josh Allen has 56 wins. I mean, I was just looking at it. Josh Allen is 51-24. Lamar Jackson is
he was at 45 wins or something like that.
Yeah, 45-16 losses.
Right, and Josh started his year.
Yeah. Right. So somebody won. So Josh Allen has 51 wins. Lamar Jackson has 45. Lamar has 16 losses. Josh Allen has 24 losses. Somebody said QB rating. Lamar Jackson QB rating is 96.1. Josh has 18,000 passing yards and 3,000 rushing yards. Lamar Jackson has 12,000 passing yards and 4,000 rushing yards. Josh Allen got 38 rushing touchdowns. God damn that boy. How big is Josh Allen?
That's a big boy. He can run too.
That boy been running, boy. That boy been putting in some work. But his career history, his career highlights, dog. If you look at Lamar Jackson's career accolades, it is unreal.
All right. For everybody who's like, Josh Allen is the man, I'll tell you what. If Lamar Jackson goes to Miami Dolphins, I bet you $100 Buffalo's not beating Miami anymore, period. I bet anybody that. Josh Allen is the man. I guarantee you.
Josh Allen can barely beat Tua.
Right. And they're in the same division, right? Miami Dolphins and Buffalo?
Sir. Yeah,
I guarantee you Buffalo will be a wild card for the rest of Lamar Jackson's career.
So how does Zach
This is a fact.
Wilson get paid?
Who?
Zach
Wilson.
Zach what?
He was
Zach Wilson. I think he was a higher.
He was a higher draft pick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he got drafted the same year.
No, what it was I don't know when he got drafted, but he was like a top 15, top 10. What was Zach Wilson drafted, guys?
He was a top 10, I think.
So you know, the number one pick, the draft picks are layered now. So those top 10s are going to make more than those, you know, those guys on the back end. So Lamar's still under his rookie contract, you know. Oh, they say he was the number 2.
It's rough.
So he got paid.
Oh my God, he got paid. Right?
Yeah, he got really paid.
It's rough out here.
Now, Tua and Lamar probably making the same amount of money.
Tua probably makes more. I'm willing to bet Tua makes more. Picked Tua number what?
We know Lamar better than Zach Wilson.
We know that.
Dang, they said we sunshine pumping Lamar because he's from Florida. Damn, so what are y'all saying? Y'all saying Lamar not better than Deshaun Watson? Y'all, what are y'all saying about Lamar Jackson? I'm trying to understand this, man.
That one guy is basically trolling. He's obviously a Baltimore fan, and that's completely fine. And I love it. You know, you can have your viewpoint. That's wonderful. But the facts are the facts. And if Lamar gets traded to the Dolphins, that's the first guy I'm gonna put $100 on the table for, and say, put your $100 up, and we're gonna see what happens when they go head to head.
That's just too much speed. That is too much speed. Him, Tyreek, and Waddle, and what's his name, Mostert. Like, man, that dude, man, the Dolphins head coach will go crazy, man, if they can pull that off. That's what they need to do.
Right.
And one thing you got to look at, people got to look at it like this too.
Cut from the Jets.
Like some people keep saying, some people said earlier about, oh, Lamar's exciting, yada yada yada. There's a lot of value to that when you excite and you win. So yeah, you may be paying Lamar, you know, like I say, it's gonna be $275 or better. You pay Lamar that, y'all have to understand the ticket sales they're going to generate from that and everything else. So the money is not going to be the issue. It's just a matter if you believe that you can go in there and win with that guy. And I'm 100% sure you can when he has those kind of weapons around him. Because to sit back and act like this boy can't throw still is like, yeah, come on, man. It doesn't make any sense. Y'all seen these games.
Yeah. Yep. and I wouldn't say it's what contract did Lamar deny.
He
Because
said he's an
here's my
idiot troll.
ceiling.
Wait 1 second, Rich. Rich, 1
Yeah,
second. Who y'all talking about the troll? Which guy? Which guy?
G,
Gmail?
yeah,
Who the
Gmail,
troll?
CGS. That they got from that burner
Oh,
account,
okay.
Gmail.
He said he said he's an idiot troll. Go ahead with your point, though.
Um, my whole point is, at the end of the day, there's only one guy I really compare Lamar to from a serious perspective. And that's Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty much it, because they're kind of in the same era. I saw how much money Patrick got. He got $500 million, and I would say the short end of that is Deshaun, and Deshaun got 250 guaranteed. So if I'm Lamar, if they are giving me anything less than 350, 400, I'm like, no. You paid a
That's what he's
dude
doing.
who got problems with, you know what I'm saying, keeping his hands to himself, or problems with controlling his desires. You gave this man $250 million, and then you're gonna sit there and the halfway point between 250 and 500 is what, 375. If you can't give me that, I'm a
Problems with controlling his
MVP of the league.
desires.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, no. Nope.
Y'all keep saying the Ravens not letting him out of there, but like Radavius keeps saying like those guys are cheap. Baltimore is cheap. Like
Yeah,
he
they
should have
are.
been done this already. They are cheap, and I that's why I said I don't think it's gonna end well. I don't. Like even if you franchise him 2 in a row, the franchise tag is the average of the top how many? What is it? The top 3 quarterbacks or something?
Yeah.
So he's gonna be paid 1 year an astronomical amount instead of you just going ahead and formulating the contract so the cap hit ain't as hard. Or so everything, you know what I mean? You can make it fit within your cap. So go ahead and do that as opposed to keep trying to franchise tag and then okay, what happens in 2 years? He's still playing at this level, then he walk off for free then. So you got to
Yeah.
pick one. Or really with the franchise, somebody may offer him the contract he won't. Now you got to match it or let him go. Like, come on, man, pick one.
They gonna have to pay that man almost $50 million next year. And it's good money, but at the end of the day, think about it for a second. Lamar is a quarterback. He's not a running back. If Lamar was to sit out, nobody would look at him the way they looked at Le'Veon Bell. They'll be like, "Oh, he's doing the best thing for his career."
Mm-hmm.
So now you got a quarterback that's sitting out. He's still on the payroll. What you gonna do? Let him sit out for the year? You know that's not gonna happen. Not with Lamar,
So what do
because
y'all
at
think
that
the
point the
holdup
league,
is?
the
The
amount.
money, I
You
think.
think it's
Yeah, that's just that
no? You
simple.
think but what the holdup from giving him the money? You think it's the way he look? You think it's they don't want him to be the face of the French? The NFL is like, no, we
Baltimore won't.
can't.
They're cheap. They're a cheap
Yeah,
organization.
Baltimore always want those hometown discounts. The Patriots are cheap too. They'll do the same thing, but the Patriots can flex that because they were winning so much.
Right.
But the Patriots are extremely cheap. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's the Patriots. You got to either, like LeBron say, fit in or fit out. Nobody ever. I don't think anybody has ever held that kind of power the Patriots had because they were winning like that. But nobody has that kind of power right now. So
Yeah. The reason it'll be a little bit different for the league because money talks. And if Lamar decided to sit out, I think the league would step in. And they wouldn't just find Lamar. I think it's way different than that. I think Lamar transcends the game so much, and they understand that. And if Lamar went on social media right now and was like, "Everybody buy my jersey, but I'm not gonna play," he's a type of player that can actually command that, right? And people will actually go out and buy his jersey. So it's a whole different dynamic with him because even whatever they find him won't cover how much money they're going to lose in Baltimore and lose overall as a league. So the league will step in and be like, Baltimore, either y'all got to do something because we're not going to lose that type of revenue. We not because y'all
or
want to be cheap.
but in all honesty, so the franchise tag, in order for that year to count, I think you have to what is it? It's either you can only miss 6 games or you got to play at least 6 games or something like that. He could pull that off because if you come, because Deshaun was going to do that in Texas.
Yeah,
So he can pull that off, and he come, and they're gonna be like, man, he probably ain't even ready to play. Or they might try to put him out there, diminish his value, and he may go out there and up his value. So they're gonna be in between the rock and the hard place. The thing was, if you really wanted this thing to work properly, you had 4 years of paying this man a really trashy contract because of where he got drafted. In those 4 years, you had yet to go out and get some dominant receivers with the money that you're
right.
saving by paying this guy. Now you
Could have
got to pay the
stacked up
piper.
talent.
You
Right,
could have stacked up talent. You could have. I don't understand how Tyreek Hill hits the market and doesn't end up in Baltimore. I would have
right,
made that happen and told Lamar, we're gonna pay you next year because we're gonna front load Tyreek's contract so we can go ahead and be eating up this year. Then the salary cap balances back. Now we can pay you. That's how you do it. You're supposed to tier your guys. You know what I'm saying? You layer it so your cap hit and your salary, all that stuff matches out. You don't want to pay both guys, $40 million signing bonus in the same year. So you guys should have did whatever it took, whatever little funky draft picks you had. Y'all should have went and got Tyreek Hill. Pay Tyreek Hill his
right.
money, whatever, whatever. After the season, Lamar, we're gonna take care of you. He might not have liked that, but at least he can see something is coming down the pipe. And maybe he would have worked with you. Maybe he would have said, I can ask for 400, but dang, I can stay here with Tyreek and in this thing with a statue if I go to 350, go to
Exactly.
325. You know what I mean? But
And
we're
I
gonna see. I don't.
I remember not Streeter, but Shannon on Skip and Shannon when they were negotiating for Dak's contract. Shannon was like, "Don't give them no hometown discounts. I don't care who they get." He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "That's not how you do it in the locker room. Because once you start doing that, then everybody else got to take a hometown discount." That's from
Yep.
a former player. He's like, "You can't. Once you do that, then everybody got to take a hometown discount." No, and that's why it worked in New England because you had the GOAT taking a hometown discount. Now everybody that came to that franchise got to take a hometown discount, and that's you messing
Mm-hmm.
with people's livelihood.
And he did it so he could get some receivers. That's why he was mad because he didn't do because they didn't bring back West. But Brady did it so they could pay Wes Welker and make sure
Right.
his receiving core is still good. Like, yeah,
And that and
mm,
that blew up in his face. That blew up in his face because
it it did.
you know it didn't really give him any more wins that he was not going to get anyway.
Yep. And he lost his buddy in the process.
Yeah. So even the players are like, look, bro, you cannot take a hometown discount because then when it come up to my contract, I'm gonna have to take a hometown
Mm-hmm.
discount. Then it's gonna come back to the running back contract. Now he definitely gonna have to take a hometown discount. No, no, nope, can't.
Mm-hmm.
The
It was it
quarterback
was it
cannot
was the
take a
same.
hometown discount.
It was the same thing with Kobe Bryant and Kobe. They asked Kobe. They were like, man, do you think that something to the effect? Do you think you're gonna give the Lakers a home country? He said no. He's like they're gonna have to pay me. He's like they can afford to do everything else. They're gonna have to pay me. Kobe was not gonna budge on negotiation. Kobe got
Right.
paid exactly what he wanted. That's what you're supposed to do,
That's it,
especially
man.
in football.
So it's crazy. It's not crazy. It's just when you look at it, you need to just peel the band-aid off and let everybody go their separate ways. Um, Wherever Lamar goes, of course, we would love to see him down in South Florida. not just because he's a Florida kid, but Florida man.
That has nothing to
But
do with it, like at all. It's not. We're not
but
talking about a former Hurricane. This has nothing to do with him
no,
being from
no,
Florida.
it's because he actually has, or the Dolphins now are in a position where they got all this talent. They got Tyreek, they got Waddle, they got um a great defense. They got a lot of guys that are young but mature. They've been in the league for 2 or 3 years already. And we just hate seeing the same thing happens when we have all this stacked up talent um with the Dolphins. Like usually what happens with the Dolphins is you get all these guys on your roster and then they play for 5 or 6 years, never accomplish anything. And then now you gotta cut guys, you gotta rebuild a damn team, and you gotta start all over again. And you ain't even sniff the dang on not even a
Hmm.
playoff sometimes. It's like, bro,
Hmm.
I like Tua, but are you really willing to sit there knowing that you got all these franchise quarterbacks who you could possibly trade for, and then just leave him there because you like him because he's your buddy? No, man, no. You could become as iconic as a team like I'm not even gonna go to Dallas because Dallas is a whole brand. But if you win like that at Miami, if you're consistently in the playoffs, if you go to a couple Super Bowls, um, I'm telling you right now, you'll become as iconic as you know. I'm trying to think of a team. I don't want to go stretch too far and say like the Steelers or something like that, but you know what I'm saying. You'll become
Hmm.
a Chicago Bears. You'll become a Oakland Raiders is a stretch, but as far as diehard fans, a lot of folks
Hmm.
in South Florida are not really Miami Dolphins. It's split. Like everybody's a Miami Heat fan. I always say this. Everybody is a Miami Heat fan. If you grew up in South Florida, you're a Miami Heat fan because they won, because they've been in the trenches. They went to the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? Like Seattle, that's a great one,
Yeah,
George
that was a
Cherry.
good one. Good one,
That's a
George.
good
Good
one.
one.
You know, so coming out of that, everybody a Miami Heat fan, but not everybody is a Dolphin fan because the Dolphin, like, we be missing the playoffs. We be just and we be having talent sometimes. And you just be like, man, I ain't rooting for y'all no more. I can't. You find a way to screw it up.
Hmm.
So you can if you could become like Seattle where you win, let's say 2 Super Bowls out of the next 5, make 3 appearances or something like that, you're gonna gain a fan base that um you never had before. I think you really have something special.
It'll be. I think your. Let's put it this way. Your team would end up with a name. Like the teams you remember are, the greatest show on turf. You know what I mean? Purple people eaters, things like that. That
Right.
kind of off, like Lamar, Tariq, and what y'all gonna end with a nickname. I don't know what it's gonna be, but that would be a ridiculous combination. And like you say, you can capture a brand new generation and a brand new style of football, man. If you can get Lamar down here and you can win a Super Bowl with him, it'll be something totally different that we have never seen. The last time we had an exciting offense was Dan Marino and all his
Right.
weapons, and that's a different type of NFL. That NFL doesn't really exist anymore.
Nah.
I don't know when the last time we had anything dynamic on offense down here.
Yep. And Marino never had a running back. And then finally, when Marino retired, we went and got Ricky Williams. It's like that one piece that's missing. Um,
Hmm.
shout out to Ham 850. He said, I don't like any Florida NFL team. I'm a Philly Eagles fan. That's how it is, man.
Hmm.
Like, like you got some like folks in Lakeland and Tampa area. They might be Tampa Bay fans, but like not all the time.
Yeah. It is.
Primarily
And
what
you
you
know,
win.
we also got, we're a city full of transplants too. That's one of the things. Like, we're an area that's full of transplants. They said the whole South Florida is full of transplants. But again, like Rich said, man, the Dolphins make you apathetic